Ferrari.
Did you know that your kitchen could be silently draining your finances? Surprising, right? In today's video, we'll uncover how simple habits in the kitchen can become financial traps, and how Buddhist wisdom can help us avoid them. This is for anyone who wants to save money, reduce waste, and find peace in a simpler, more intentional life. Together, we'll discover mindful kitchen practices that benefit not just your wallet, but also your mind. If this resonates with you, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a tip. And here's a question for you. Do you think mindfulness in the kitchen could actually change your financial life? Let us know in the comments. The kitchen is often called the heart of the home, and for good reason. It's a place of warmth, connection, and nourishment, where we prepare food not only to fill our bellies, but to bring comfort to ourselves and our loved ones. However, as central as the kitchen is to our daily lives, it's also a space where certain habits can lead to hidden costs. While cooking and storing food may seem like simple, everyday tasks, the ways we manage these can gradually drain our finances without us even realizing it. Seemingly small actions, like buying more ingredients than we need, letting items expire, or neglecting to organize the pantry, can accumulate over time, leading to both financial loss and unnecessary waste. Buddhist teachings emphasize mindfulness and the importance of respecting and honoring the resources we have. This approach encourages us to consume only what we truly need and approach every activity with intention. When we apply this mindful perspective to our kitchen routines, it not only prevents waste and unnecessary expense, but also helps us create a calmer, more fulfilling kitchen experience. For example, the simple act of buying groceries with a clear plan or organizing food items thoughtfully can turn a routine task into a practice of mindful living. Each decision becomes a chance to honor the food we bring into our homes and ensure it's used with respect and gratitude. A common habit that many people fall into in the kitchen is purchasing food in excess. Whether it's because of a sale on bulk items, a perceived need for variety, or simply shopping without a list, we often find ourselves with more than we can realistically use. This over-purchasing leads to items going bad before we have the chance to enjoy them. Think of how many times you've discovered wilted vegetables at the back of the fridge or dry, expired ingredients forgotten in the pantry. These instances of food waste may seem minor in the moment, but over weeks, months, and even years, they add up to a significant amount of money that could have been saved or used on other essentials. Another common issue that adds to the kitchen's financial traps is disorganization. When our kitchens and pantries are cluttered, we lose track of what we already have, leading to duplicate purchases or overlooked items. This lack of organization can result in frustration, as we spend time searching for things we know we own but can't locate. Buddhist principles of minimalism and simplicity suggest that by keeping our spaces clear and focusing only on the essentials, we create an environment of calm and clarity. Applying this approach to the kitchen can transform it from a chaotic space to one where we enjoy preparing meals, feel at ease, and save both time and money. Reducing clutter in the kitchen doesn't mean stripping it of personality or functionality. Rather, it's about being intentional with what we keep and how we store it. A mindful approach to organizing kitchen tools, ingredients, and other items allows us to use what we have fully. For instance, by organizing items by category or expiration date, we can avoid unnecessary purchases, minimize waste, and appreciate the resources we already have. With clear and intentional organization, the kitchen becomes a place of mindful presence and financial responsibility, supporting a lifestyle that values sustainability and simplicity. Additionally, practicing mindfulness in the kitchen can change our relationship with cooking and eating altogether. By slowing down and appreciating each step, whether it's chopping vegetables, stirring a pot, or simply cleaning up afterward, we can experience greater satisfaction and peace. This shift in perspective helps us feel gratitude for each meal, no matter how simple, and discourages us from constantly seeking new or excessive items that could clutter our space and add to our expenses. By rethinking our approach to the kitchen, we bring financial and mental benefits into our lives. Each mindful choice we make in this space allows us to appreciate what we have, reduce waste, and transform routine tasks into moments of peace and gratitude. Through a few small adjustments in our habits and environment, the kitchen can evolve from a functional space into one that truly supports our values of mindfulness, simplicity, and intentional living. It becomes a place where every action, from grocery shopping to cooking, aligns with our goals of financial well-being and a balanced life. A major financial trap in the kitchen, often hidden in plain sight, is food waste. Imagine spending time and money carefully selecting groceries, only to have some of those items go unused or spoil before you can eat them. This scenario isn't uncommon and is more costly than it initially appears. Each spoiled item, whether it's a forgotten bag of greens, expired dairy, or leftovers pushed to the back of the fridge, represents money spent but not fully utilized. Buddhist teachings on mindfulness encourage us to respect the resources we have, especially food, by valuing it fully and wasting as little as possible. In applying this principle to the kitchen, we can save money, reduce waste, and develop a more appreciative attitude toward the food that nourishes us. To prevent food waste, one effective approach is planning meals in advance. When we take a few moments to outline what we'll be eating throughout the week, we avoid over-purchasing ingredients and only buy what we need. This also reduces the risk of impulsive shopping choices, which often lead to unnecessary or duplicate items that may go unused. Meal planning isn't just a tool for organization, it's a mindful practice that allows us to approach food with intention. It helps ensure that every item we bring into our kitchen serves a purpose and will be used. Additionally, meal planning often leads to healthier eating, as we're more likely to prepare balanced meals when we've thoughtfully chosen ingredients ahead of time. Another useful technique to minimize waste is organizing the fridge and pantry in a way that keeps perishable items in sight. When fresh items like vegetables, fruits, and dairy are stored at the front and are easy to access, they're more likely to be used before they spoil. This is sometimes referred to as the first in, first out method, where older items are prioritized over new purchases. Labeling containers with expiration dates or placing newer items behind older ones can help reinforce this habit, making it easier to remember what needs to be used soon. Simple adjustments in how we store food help us avoid the disappointment of finding spoiled items and prevent the loss of money on wasted groceries. Portion control is another key area to consider in reducing waste. Often, we prepare larger portions than we can realistically consume in one sitting, leading to leftovers that may not get eaten. Preparing appropriate portion sizes can not only reduce food waste, but also promote healthier eating habits. When we align our portions with our needs, we're practicing mindfulness by tuning in to what our bodies require rather than defaulting to excess. This practice resonates with Buddhist teachings, which emphasize balance, moderation, and self-awareness. Being mindful of portions helps reduce waste and supports both our physical health and our financial goals. For those times when leftovers are unavoidable, repurposing them into new meals can be a creative and budget-friendly solution. Leftover vegetables from dinner can easily become part of a breakfast omelet or lunch salad. Grains and pasta can be used in soups, casseroles, or even stir-fries the next day. By finding ways to reuse ingredients, we maximize their value and reduce the need to buy more. There are many resources, from cookbooks to online platforms, that offer ideas for transforming common leftovers into exciting dishes, helping to make the most of what we already have. Gratitude also plays an essential role in our approach to food waste. When we take a moment to appreciate the journey of each ingredient, from the farmers who cultivated it to the store that stocked it to our own kitchen, we're more likely to treat food with respect and care. Practicing gratitude can shift our mindset from seeing food as an unlimited resource to viewing it as a valuable gift that deserves our attention. This attitude not only reduces waste, but also fosters a deeper connection to the meals we prepare and enjoy. Ultimately, practicing mindfulness with our food in the kitchen benefits our budget, health, and environment. Each step we take to reduce waste, from planning meals to portion control and repurposing leftovers, supports a lifestyle of intention and respect. In a world where food waste is increasingly common, each small action counts. The effort we put into managing our food resources wisely allows us to lead more sustainable lives while honoring both our financial resources and the Earth's resources. By bringing mindfulness into the kitchen, we transform our food routines into a practice of appreciation, responsibility, and balance. Clutter is another common, yet often overlooked, financial trap in the kitchen. A disorganized kitchen can lead to wasted time, duplicated purchases, and, ultimately, money lost. When our kitchen is cluttered, it's easy to lose track of what we have, which means we're more likely to buy items we already own but can't find, or to let ingredients expire simply because they're buried in the chaos. This problem isn't just about physical disorganization. It's also about how a cluttered environment affects our minds. A chaotic space can lead to a sense of overwhelm, making it difficult to enjoy cooking or even to approach the kitchen with a sense of calm and clarity. Simplifying and organizing the kitchen, therefore, has both practical and mental benefits that align with mindful living and financial prudence. The Buddhist philosophy of minimalism teaches us to focus on what's essential and to let go of what we don't truly need. By applying this principle in the kitchen, we create a space that feels calm, efficient, and purposeful. Minimalism doesn't mean we have to strip our kitchen of all personality or useful items. Rather, it encourages us to keep only those things that genuinely serve us. For example, that rarely used gadget or outdated spice that's been sitting in the pantry for years could be removed to make room for items we actually use daily. In doing so, we're not just reducing clutter, we're creating a space that supports intentional cooking and mindful spending. To begin decluttering, a practical first step is to take inventory of everything in the kitchen. This means going through every cabinet, drawer, and shelf to see what's there, taking note of duplicates, expired items, and things we rarely or never use. From there, we can separate items into categories like keep, donate, or discard. This process may take some time, but it's a worthwhile investment. Many people are surprised by how much excess they find, and by letting go of what's unnecessary, they make room for a more organized, functional kitchen. The act of simplifying our kitchen can also feel liberating, as we let go of items that no longer serve us and make space for what truly matters. Another helpful technique for maintaining an organized kitchen is to implement storage solutions that enhance visibility and accessibility. For instance, using clear containers for pantry items allows us to quickly see what's inside and monitor how much of each ingredient is left. This can help prevent overpurchasing and reduce the likelihood of forgotten items expiring. Additionally, drawer organizers, shelf risers, and lazy Susans for corner cabinets can make it easier to find and reach items. When everything has a designated place, it becomes simpler to keep the kitchen tidy, making the process of cooking and storing food more enjoyable and less stressful. A decluttered kitchen also reduces decision fatigue, a concept that's particularly relevant in today's busy world. When we're constantly faced with clutter and chaos, even small decisions like what to cook can feel overwhelming. In a streamlined, well-organized kitchen, however, we can focus on the task at hand without distraction. This aligns with Buddhist principles of simplicity, which promote mental clarity and presence in the moment. In an organized space, we're more likely to approach cooking as a mindful, intentional act rather than a rushed or stressful chore. This not only makes cooking more enjoyable, but also supports healthier and more budget-conscious choices. Maintaining a clean, organized kitchen isn't just about appearances. It has tangible financial benefits as well. When we know exactly what we have on hand, we're less likely to buy duplicates or unnecessary items. This can lead to significant savings over time, as we're using what we already own and not wasting money on items that would only add to the clutter. Additionally, an organized kitchen often means we waste less food because we can easily see and access ingredients, ensuring they're used before they expire. This simple habit of keeping track of what we have aligns with a mindful, financially sound lifestyle. In the end, organizing and simplifying our kitchen creates an environment that supports mindfulness, financial responsibility, and peace of mind. A decluttered kitchen allows us to focus on cooking and eating with intention, rather than becoming distracted by the excess or searching for misplaced items. By bringing order to this space, we're not only creating a more functional kitchen, but also cultivating an environment that aligns with our values of simplicity, gratitude, and respect for resources. This mindful approach transforms the kitchen into a place that fosters well-being, supports our budget, and enhances our daily life in ways that go beyond just the practical. Impulse purchases are another trap that can quietly drain our finances in the kitchen. The allure of new kitchen gadgets, trendy ingredients, or the latest culinary tools can be hard to resist, especially when they promise convenience, novelty, or a chance to try something new. How many times have we bought a gadget with the intent of making our cooking easier, only for it to end up gathering dust in the back of a cupboard? Or perhaps we've seen a unique ingredient on sale and bought it, only to realize later that we didn't know how to use it or incorporate it into our regular meals. These small, impulsive buys may not seem like much at the moment, but they add up over time, turning into a substantial financial outlay without adding real value to our daily kitchen routines. Buddhist teachings on mindfulness and intentionality offer valuable guidance for avoiding impulse purchases. By practicing mindfulness, we become more aware of our motivations and can pause to ask ourselves why we're tempted to buy something. Is it a genuine need or simply a momentary desire? This reflective approach allows us to focus on items that truly serve a purpose in our lives. The next time you're considering purchasing a new kitchen gadget or an unusual ingredient, try asking yourself, will this item genuinely add value to my cooking routine, or am I attracted to it because it's novel or on sale? This simple pause can make all the difference, allowing us to make more intentional choices and avoid clutter and unnecessary expenses. One effective strategy to reduce impulse buying is to make a list of kitchen essentials, those items that genuinely support your cooking style and needs. Having a set list can serve as a guide when shopping, helping you distinguish between what's necessary and what's simply enticing. By focusing on tried and true tools and ingredients that have proven utility in your cooking, you're less likely to get swept up in marketing or fall for limited time offers. Creating this list also reduces decision fatigue, giving you a clear sense of purpose and making it easier to feel content with what you already own. Another useful technique is to establish a waiting period for non-essential items. When you're tempted by a gadget or specialty food, give yourself a day or even a week to think it over. This waiting period can help you see if the desire for the item is persistent or if it fades over time. Often, after some reflection, we realize that the initial excitement about a purchase has waned, saving us from buying something that wouldn't have been fully used. This practice encourages mindfulness and helps ensure that each purchase aligns with our long-term goals rather than short-lived impulses. Food purchases are another area where impulse buying can become problematic. Specialty sauces, spices, or niche ingredients might look exciting, especially if you're experimenting with new recipes or cuisines, but they're often costly and may end up unused. To avoid these impulse buys, try to focus on versatile ingredients that you can incorporate into multiple dishes, or consider whether you can make a similar item with what you already have at home. By approaching food purchases with mindfulness, you'll not only reduce waste, but also encourage creativity in your cooking, making the most of the ingredients you already own. Being mindful about consumption in the kitchen also has benefits beyond financial savings. When we reduce unnecessary purchases, we make space for items that genuinely serve us, supporting a clutter-free, organized environment. Each tool or ingredient in the kitchen then has a purpose, bringing satisfaction in using what we have rather than constantly seeking something new. This focus on quality over quantity is a core principle in many spiritual practices, including Buddhism, where appreciation for existing resources fosters a mindset of gratitude and simplicity. By valuing what we already possess, we cultivate a kitchen filled with intentional, useful items that support our goals of mindful living. In the end, controlling impulse purchases in the kitchen is about aligning our spending with our values. By consciously bringing awareness to each buying decision, we avoid unnecessary expenses and stay focused on what's truly meaningful. This approach helps us enjoy the kitchen as a place of creativity and nourishment without feeling pressured to constantly update or add to it. Each mindful choice we make allows us to live more intentionally, reinforcing the kitchen's role as a source of balance and peace in our lives. Another often overlooked trap in the kitchen is energy waste. Kitchens are energy-intensive spaces, home to some of the most frequently used appliances in the house, like refrigerators, ovens, and stoves. The constant need for energy in these appliances can add up quickly, leading to higher utility bills and unnecessary environmental impact. Small habits, like leaving lights on, overusing the oven, or letting the fridge door stay open for too long, may seem minor, but collectively, they contribute to significant energy consumption. Practicing mindfulness, as emphasized in Buddhist philosophy, encourages us to act with intention and respect for our resources, including the energy we consume daily. By adopting a few mindful practices, we can reduce energy waste in the kitchen, save money, and lessen our environmental footprint. One way to start conserving energy in the kitchen is by being conscious of appliance use. For instance, ovens are one of the most energy-intensive appliances. If possible, try to use the oven more efficiently by cooking multiple items at once or making larger batches that can be used for future meals. This not only saves energy, but also reduces cooking time during the week. Additionally, if a smaller appliance like a toaster oven or microwave can accomplish the same task, consider using it instead, as these typically consume less power than a full-sized oven. By consciously choosing the right appliance for each cooking task, we can make a noticeable difference in our overall energy consumption. The refrigerator, which runs continuously, is another significant energy consumer in the kitchen. To help it run efficiently, avoid overloading it, as a packed fridge restricts airflow, forcing the appliance to work harder to maintain the desired temperature. Similarly, try to keep the refrigerator door closed as much as possible, as each time it's opened, cold air escapes, causing it to use more power to return to the right temperature. Setting the fridge and freezer to recommended temperatures, around 37 to 40 degrees Celsius for the fridge and 0 degrees Celsius for the freezer, also helps avoid excessive energy use. Regular maintenance, such as cleaning the coils and checking for air leaks in the seals, keeps the refrigerator functioning efficiently and reduces the risk of wasted energy. Water usage is another area where we can practice mindfulness in the kitchen. Running the dishwasher only when it's full is an easy way to conserve both water and energy. Many modern dishwashers have eco-friendly settings that use less water and energy per cycle, making them more efficient than hand washing in many cases. For those who prefer hand washing dishes, consider filling the sink instead of letting the water run continuously. Small adjustments like these can lead to substantial savings on water and electricity over time, supporting both your budget and sustainability goals. Lighting is another contributor to energy use in the kitchen. Replacing traditional bulbs with energy-efficient LED bulbs is a simple change that can yield long-term savings, as LEDs use less energy and have a longer lifespan. Additionally, making it a habit to turn off lights when leaving the kitchen, especially during the day or after cooking, is a straightforward way to reduce energy consumption. If possible, installing motion sensor lights or dimmers can also help ensure that lighting is used only as needed, providing adequate illumination for tasks without wasting excess energy. Even small kitchen habits, like unplugging appliances when they're not in use, can have a positive impact on energy savings. Many kitchen gadgets, such as coffee makers, blenders, and microwaves, consume a small amount of power even when turned off if they remain plugged in, a phenomenon often referred to as phantom or vampire energy. Unplugging these items after use, or using a power strip with an on-off switch, allows you to easily cut power to multiple devices at once. This practice not only saves energy, but also reinforces a mindful approach to managing household resources. Incorporating energy-efficient practices in the kitchen has benefits that extend beyond saving money on utility bills. Practicing energy conservation reflects a broader commitment to mindfulness and environmental stewardship, values that are central to many Buddhist teachings. Each act of reducing energy consumption, whether it's turning off lights, adjusting the fridge temperature, or using water mindfully, contributes to a lifestyle that respects and preserves resources. This intentional approach fosters a sense of gratitude for the energy we have and encourages us to use it wisely. When we bring awareness to our energy use in the kitchen, we align our daily actions with both our financial and environmental goals. Simple adjustments like reducing oven use, organizing the refrigerator, conserving water, and choosing efficient lighting can transform the kitchen into a space of mindful, sustainable living. By making these small changes, we not only reduce expenses, but also contribute to a healthier planet, embracing a lifestyle that values balance, gratitude, and respect for our resources. For many people, the kitchen is more than just a place to prepare food. It's also a source of comfort, pleasure, and even emotional connection. However, this emotional attachment can sometimes lead us to adopt costly food habits, especially when convenience or comfort foods are involved. Takeout, prepackaged meals, and dining out frequently can quickly add up, becoming a significant drain on finances. While these options offer convenience, they often come at a premium cost. Buddhist teachings on self-discipline and moderation encourage us to look beyond momentary desires and make choices that truly align with our well-being and long-term goals. By bringing mindfulness into our food habits, we can develop healthier routines that not only support our finances, but also contribute to a more balanced, fulfilling life. One of the most effective ways to save money in the kitchen is by cooking at home. Preparing meals ourselves allows us to control ingredients, portion sizes, and flavors, providing a healthier, more customized approach to food. Cooking in batches or planning meals in advance also reduces the likelihood of turning to takeout or convenience foods out of necessity. This practice can lead to substantial savings over time, as the cost of groceries for homemade meals is often much lower than the cumulative expenses of dining out. In addition, cooking at home supports mindful eating, as we become more connected to the food we prepare and consume. A common barrier to cooking at home is the perception that it's time-consuming or requires a high level of skill. However, by simplifying our meals and focusing on easy-to-make, nutritious options, we can make cooking more manageable and enjoyable. Dedicating time to meal prep on a weekly basis can significantly reduce the effort needed for daily cooking. Meals like soups, stir-fries, and salads, which use basic ingredients and can be prepared quickly, are excellent options for those looking to avoid costly prepackaged or fast food. Adopting a mindset of simplicity and ease in cooking aligns with Buddhist teachings, which encourage us to find joy in basic tasks rather than complicating them. Mindful eating is another practice that can enhance our kitchen routines. When we take the time to fully savor each meal, paying attention to flavors, textures, and the satisfaction of eating, we're less likely to overeat or seek out unnecessary snacks. Mindful eating encourages us to be present with each bite, appreciating the food we've prepared. This focus on quality over quantity often leads to smaller, more satisfying meals, which not only supports our health, but also helps us avoid spending money on excess food. Mindful eating is a powerful tool for developing a healthier relationship with food, one that aligns with both financial and personal well-being. Reducing reliance on processed or prepackaged foods can also yield significant benefits for both our wallets and our health. These foods, while convenient, often carry a higher price due to their convenience and packaging. Moreover, processed foods are frequently lower in nutritional value and contain preservatives and additives that may not support long-term health. By focusing on whole foods like vegetables, grains, and lean proteins, we not only nourish ourselves more effectively, but also cut costs. Buddhist teachings on simplicity and mindfulness are well suited to this approach, as they remind us that the best nourishment often comes from simple, unprocessed ingredients. Of course, there may still be times when we want to indulge in a restaurant meal or a takeout treat. Practicing moderation and setting a budget for these indulgences can help us enjoy them without undermining our financial goals. Establishing a designated treat day or setting aside a specific amount for occasional dining can make these experiences feel special rather than routine, adding balance and enjoyment to our lives. By treating dining out as an intentional choice rather than a habit, we can savor it more fully while staying true to our mindful kitchen practices. In sum, our food habits in the kitchen represent an area where mindfulness, financial discipline, and health intersect. By choosing to cook at home, focusing on simple ingredients, and practicing mindful eating, we foster a positive relationship with food that benefits both our budget and our well-being. Embracing these practices allows us to cultivate a kitchen routine that reflects Buddhist principles of simplicity, gratitude, and balance. Each meal becomes an opportunity to nourish ourselves mindfully, saving money and fostering a lifestyle that values health and financial stability. Finally, let's talk about the power of gratitude in the kitchen, a simple yet transformative practice that can change the way we view both food and finances. In our busy lives, it's easy to overlook the value of the food we consume, seeing it as just another product or commodity. However, practicing gratitude helps us shift from a mindset of consumption to one of appreciation and respect. In Buddhist philosophy, gratitude is a central practice that reminds us of the interconnectedness of life and fosters a sense of reverence for every resource we use. Bringing this attitude into the kitchen can transform routine cooking into a meaningful act, allowing us to make more conscious, financially sound choices. Gratitude in the kitchen starts with acknowledging each ingredient and its journey to our table. Every piece of food, from vegetables and grains to spices and oils, has been touched by countless hands, from farmers and transport workers to store clerks. Recognizing this chain of effort and care encourages us to treat food with respect, to avoid waste, and to consume mindfully. Instead of buying and discarding items thoughtlessly, we start seeing food as a gift, inspiring us to use it fully and to make the most of what we have. This mindset is not only financially beneficial, as it prevents waste, but it also brings a deeper sense of connection and purpose to our kitchen routines. Incorporating gratitude into cooking can make the process feel less like a chore and more like a mindful ritual. As we prepare each meal, taking a moment to appreciate the colors, textures, and aromas of our ingredients, we experience a greater sense of presence and fulfillment. Cooking becomes more than a means to an end. It becomes an act of appreciation and creativity. This approach allows us to slow down, savor the experience, and create meals with intention. This mindset of appreciation also extends to how we treat leftovers and excess ingredients, encouraging us to repurpose them creatively rather than letting them go to waste. Another way to practice gratitude is by reducing food waste through thoughtful meal planning and mindful consumption. Simple habits like storing leftovers properly, using up what's already in the fridge, and planning meals that utilize all purchased ingredients demonstrate respect for the food we have. This approach not only saves money, but also reduces our environmental impact, as wasted food represents both a financial cost and an unnecessary strain on natural resources. When we practice gratitude in this way, we align our actions with the Buddhist principle of honoring all resources, making every meal a moment of mindfulness and responsibility. Sharing food with others is another form of gratitude that can deepen our appreciation for what we have. Whether it's inviting friends over for a meal, cooking for family, or even donating to a local food bank, sharing meals reinforces the abundance that gratitude creates. In Buddhism, acts of kindness and generosity are seen as ways to cultivate joy and deepen our relationships with others. By sharing our food, we not only express thanks for what we have, but also extend that sense of abundance and connection to those around us. This practice can add a fulfilling and joyful dimension to our kitchen routines, making cooking and eating more meaningful. Gratitude also encourages us to focus on the essentials rather than constantly seeking more. When we view food and resources as gifts, we feel less compelled to overconsume or to buy items that may not serve us. This shift in perspective naturally leads to financial mindfulness, as we become more intentional with our spending, more selective about what we purchase, and more appreciative of what we already possess. Instead of seeing abundance as an accumulation of items, we start to see it as a deeper satisfaction with the resources we have, aligning our financial decisions with a lifestyle of simplicity and contentment. In conclusion, practicing gratitude in the kitchen brings a sense of purpose and awareness to our routines. By treating food as a valued resource, repurposing leftovers, and sharing meals with others, we create a kitchen environment that supports financial mindfulness, environmental sustainability, and personal well-being. Gratitude reminds us that each meal is an opportunity to connect with the world around us, to honor the journey of each ingredient, and to cultivate a spirit of thankfulness that enriches both body and soul. When we make gratitude a part of our kitchen habits, we transform this space from one of mere function to one of profound meaning, joy, and balance. So we've seen how small changes in the kitchen can help us save money, reduce waste, and live more intentionally. Whether it's decluttering, cooking at home, or practicing gratitude, each mindful step brings us closer to a balanced life. Now, here's a question for you. Do you believe that mindfulness in the kitchen could transform your financial habits? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.